last video, we had just introduced this third invention that has real significance in how the United States developed, and that is the steel plow. Now before this part of the plow used to be made out of wood. And if you notice the year, this is 30 years past, a little over 30 years past, when we got the Louisiana Purchase from France, and Napoleon needed the money. Now, as people began to move out into the Louisiana Territory, and enough people did, and states were created, the soil there is very rich, but it's a very tough soil. And they originally had wooden plows, so this portion of the plow would be made out of wood. You get into this very tough, hard soil, and it would break. The plows just couldn't handle the stress and the tension of trying to dig up the soil, and so the plows broke a lot. And John Deere decided that this was an issue he wanted to take on, and he invented the steel plow. And so this was during the time when Illinois, Indiana, moving across the Mississippi to Missouri, that these areas, Kansas, all these areas were being settled, and they needed a very tough plow. Well, now that they had a plow that really could handle the toughness of the soil, people were going out there saying, we could be successful. We have a plow that's not going to break all the time. We can have our own land. We can start growing. We can start making money. So just the fact of this instrument really encouraged and got people thinking and enabled them to go, we can go make this work. We can move there and make this work. So the steel plow encouraged a lot of production and settlement out west. And so you grow these crops. So what? Then you have to harvest them. So if you're growing wheat and you have this field that the plow enabled you to plow up so you could plant the seeds, fine. You have a great growing season, you have this huge field, but you have to cut down the wheat by hand. And that is very labor intensive. So you can't grow many, many acres of it because the wheat will rot when it's mature, before you can cut it down. So Cyrus McCormick created a reaper, and this is a machine. These are sharp blades here that as you would pull it with your horses across your field of wheat, this part would turn and it would just continually cut it. So now farmers are thinking, well, before by hand when I could only harvest 2 acres of wheat, now with this I can do 2 acres in a morning. So I need to buy more land, get more land, so I can grow more wheat, sell the wheat, and make more money. So this also encouraged, along with the plow, a huge influx of people moving west. As the machine was pulled by horses, there were binders or workers who followed behind, and they would bend over and they would put the wheat into a bale, and then they would put it on a wagon and they would take it to the barn. So it was much more efficient. Reaping was a painstaking process. Even farmers with land and seed to spare were forced to limit their crops to what they could reap in a given season before the reaper. And so now that they have the reaper, they could harvest so much more and make more money. So here is a quick review of the effects of these inventions. We have the cotton gin. What was the impact on remember, our country is very, very new and very young. It really made slavery much more profitable. And within the Southern culture, they begin to believe, well, slavery is needed for us to be successful, for us to make a profit, for us to make a living, feed our family. We need slaves. The steam engine made easier, faster transportation of goods and people. Robert Fulton put the steam engine on a boat and figured out how to make a steamboat. Now, we are not dependent on currents or wind or the weather. And so we can move products across the country on these major waterways. So factories in the east, as people are moving out west, can produce items in the east, put them on these boats. These boats can carry tons of it to the west where people need these products. The steel plow transformed the idea of you could go out west, you could get farmland, and you could grow lots of stuff, become rich, and become your own person. And then the mechanical reaper, the more you grow, the more you can harvest. The more you can harvest, the more you can sell. The more you sell, the bigger the profit. We will continue on with this in the next video.